Paltz press conference with head coach Ray Akers, along with Joe Norman, Christian Smith, and Andy Fishman. Guys, congratulations on
Thank you.
Tremendous
Thank you
season.
very much.
Very exciting championship match. Coach, maybe you could give us your thoughts. Has it really sunk in yet for you?
This is, they deserve it. Mean a lot for New Paltz, and they work hard. And it was our dream to be national champions. So they did it.
Christian, 18-14, fourth set. Coach had to use a timeout there. What was occurring there that had to change that ultimately pushed you guys?
Well, initially, like the third set, we felt that we just gave it to them. They did attack well, but we just felt like as a team we didn't play our best and we didn't really close that match out, that game out, which we were kind of upset about. So in the fourth set, they came at us, and we knew that was going to happen. We had talked about it, we established it, and it was 18-14, and then we came out, and we were like, listen, guys, like I just kept telling them, we're going to win this fourth set, and it was just some feeling like we're going to keep scrapping, we're going to keep playing defense, Kevin's going to keep getting up, we're going to keep putting the ball away in transition, and we ended up doing it. A couple calls for under finally, but I think overall, we just sparked it, and then we served well.
Andy, I thought you had kind of the highs and the lows, maybe more highs, but there was a couple there. You had to kind of, I think, get yourself going again. An error, a couple hitting. What was going on there that you probably had to dig deep on too?
I mean, fatigue definitely. I mean, there's a lot of energy going on. You get tired. Sometimes your leg gives out when you go to jump. But I mean, with all these guys, they always lift you up. They're always telling you they got your back. You mess up once, it's really not a big deal. Somebody else is going to pick you up. I mean, it's such a great group of guys. So if I start playing badly, then either Joe or Christian or Anthony or somebody else is going to pick it up and just play amazing. That's what happened. I know that I got guys that can back me up.
Joe, you were super all throughout. Was it comfort this weekend that maybe changed things? You played so well consecutively. Tell me about what kind of turned things around for you. You were productive, previously in the season, but to put up 21 and the percentage you hit, and just your celebrations, your body language, you were feeling it so much.
I just really felt like this was the place that we were meant to be. We earned this championship coming in and day out in practice, and bringing it every single day. We knew that this is where we're going to end up, and we really believed that this was going to be the outcome from basically day one in Puerto Rico. Yeah, we might have lost those games, but now I feel like everyone thinks that if we went back there and played those same teams, that there's no chance we would have beaten them all. But to finish the season out and come out on the high note is something else.
Speaking of that trip, I was going to ask, how much do you think that trip helped bring the team together? You were 2-2 at the game in Puerto Rico, and actually haven't lost since then. Do you look back and gain a lot from that trip, from a team cohesion standpoint?
Yeah, I think the trip overall is obviously early in our season, and we didn't really gel well as a team yet. I mean, Joe was new, Jake was new, a bunch of people were new with each other. And I think, just one of the teams kind of gave us, it was always close with those teams, but I think just that taste of losing was like, we don't want that anymore. And we kind of took each match by match, which we didn't do a good job of last year, where we kind of overlooked certain teams. And this year is more like, all right, focus on this game, focus on this next play, focus on what we got to do to get better each and every day. And I think it's a real testament to coach and to every day in practice, where guys are competing no matter what. Like every point matters, and it's just, I thought it was fitting that Ben got a kill on the overpass at the end. It just shows how deep our team was. He comes in, gets a block, forces an error. Like that's big time stuff.
And speaking of Ben, Coach, yesterday against Stevens, he had an assisted block to end the game, to end the match against Stevens, and then today he had the final point. What does he bring to the team in that moment where he wanted to make sure that he was in the match?
He proved it in the practice, and I trust him. He go inside, with emotional, but he do a good job, and I trust him on different moment of the game. I trust Jake too, but he wasn't very lucky today in the third set. So I know the players, and I can see, it's every coach wish to have this, group of players when you can have a lot of option and they follow the strategy. That is great.
having defeated Springfield twice already coming into today, do you feel that gave you the confidence you needed, or a little more pressure in that you need to defeat them a third time? Always took to defeat somebody 3 times.
We kind of came into it very, very loose. It was the same thing as yesterday. It was Stevens. We played them twice. We beat them in 5, and we beat them in 3. And yeah, we knew what they had. We knew their assets. We knew they had Vig. We knew they had Woods and everybody else. And we kind of just said, hey, like, we understand what we have to do. And I think just coming into it loose was the biggest thing. We were all joking around, listening to music in the hotel, hanging out. Like, just didn't want to put pressure on ourselves. We've had a great season up until this match, and why put pressure on ourselves to say, oh, we have to win, or oh, we have to do this? It was just like, you know what, let's just have fun playing with each other, for some of us, for the last time. And it was all my friends were out there, my friends on the bench. It's just hanging out with these guys. It's fun.
Andy, I have a question for you. Springfield looked very impressive in their first 2 matches, winning both in 3. How much does that play into your mindset as you're just trying to block all that out?
I think we just block it out. We know what they bring. Keene's a very strong team, but they were lacking one of their players, and every team plays differently, defensive-wise, hitting-wise, serving-wise. We've played them twice before. We know exactly how they play. Like Christian says, they've got Vagan, they've got Woods, which are their 2 main guys, so if we can figure out how to stop them, then we can win the match.
Christian, as far as your ball distribution, you had 12 assists in each of the first 3, and then 15 assists in the 4th. So, what's the knack behind your court awareness?
My court awareness is just kind of, coaches taught me situational stuff. So if Joe comes out and passes the ball, I have to throw the ball back to him because that's the least expected set. So most of the time, I'm trying to make the least expected set. There's a play in the second set where Fish passed, and he was on the ground, he was rolling around, whatever, and everyone expects the ball to go outside or to west, and I threw it higher, and there was no block. And it's just he's taught me so much about setting. I got to give credit to Johnny Lutchen and Misa Garrow, who came before me, and those guys, unbelievable setters. Even better than me, honestly. They distribute the ball so well, understand situations, and I just learned a lot from them, to the point of I just studied so much on them and professional setters and kind of understood how to manage the game.
So Joe, 9 kills in the 4th set for yourself. Great job. So you are coming back next year. A lot of seniors on the team that this is it for them. So what are you going to bring back? Obviously, the team will be looking up to you next year.
Well, hopefully I'm going to bring as much as I can to each match. I mean, I've always brought what I felt was my highest level of play to each match to this day, and just trying to bring as much as I can, help these guys out, pick them up when they're down, keep encouraging everyone to have fun, put a smile on your face. You know, I'm out there, I'm always trying to cheer these guys up. They're down a little bit, go over, run over, help pick them up, like I'm a big cheerleader walking around, you know, trying to bring my presence as a player and as a teammate.
Coach, what does this championship mean for New Paltz volleyball and the New Paltz athletic program?
I think this is huge because it's first time when the university and athletic department have this trophy. So now, I don't know the reaction when I go back, but for the program, it's important. You know, the recruits, maybe they will be more interesting for our program, and I can keep the same level and feature.